What is Ride with GPS, and why should I use Ride with GPS? Ride with GPS is an app that can work with your smartphone that will provide you with spoken turn-by-turn instructions and a map on the phone screen showing the route that has been prepared for a tour. It is free to use because Peachstate PCA has purchased an organizational use license. If you have downloaded the route to your phone, you will not have to use cellular service to use it. It uses your phone's GPS services. If you have Apple CarPlay, you can also mirror the phone screen to your car's screen to show the tour route. But if I'm going to have printed turn-by-turn instructions on a tour and I'm not the group leader, why do I need GPS telling me where to go? I can just follow the car in front of me. The simple answer is that although we break tours into multiple driving groups to try to keep the group cars together, it's impossible to keep all the cars together for the entire tour. Cars will inevitably get separated. This happens because traffic signals are not timed to allow as many as 10 to 15 cars to get through together, especially if there's a left turn involved. There are many roundabouts now in Georgia, and other cars will get interspersed into our driving groups, which stretches them out. At four-way stops, groups will get broken up by other cars getting mixed in. On the two-lane roads we frequently use, road signs at turns may be turned so they're hard to read, or simply be missing. Or there are multiple roads coming together close to the turn that we're supposed to make, making it unclear which road is the correct one to turn on. So it helps to have the screen available to see which one the Ride with GPS is telling you to turn on. Although we try to find a place to pull over and regroup when a group gets separated, North Georgia two-lane highways frequently don't have safe places to pull over and regroup for many miles. So what are you going to do if you get separated from your driving group and aren't sure you made the right turns to stay on the route? If I'm using Ride with GPS and do get off course, will it get me back on course? Ride with GPS will sound an alarm and notify you with a message as soon as you get off course. If you click the message on the screen, it will reroute you back to the course. Otherwise, it expects you to turn around and get back on course. It will notify you again once you are back on course. So what do I need to be able to use Ride with GPS? You need to create a free account on the Ride with GPS website, and you will need to download the app to your smartphone. Once you've done that and signed up for a tour, you will receive an email containing a link to RSVP to the tour that you signed up for. You will click that link in the email and sign in on a web browser to RSVP to the tour. Then you will open your app and go to My Events and download the route to your phone for offline use. The following is a step-by-step guide to show you how to create an account, then download and set up Ride with GPS. First, we will create an account on the Ride with GPS site. In a web browser, go to https://ridewithgps.com. Your screen should look like this. Click Sign Up and you will see this screen. Fill in your name, email address, and enter a password that you will remember. Then click Sign Up and you will be taken to this screen. You only need the free starter account, so click Get Starter and that will take you to the following screen. You have now created your account and can log off. To do this, click the down arrow beside the bicyclist at the top right of the screen. Then click Sign Out. Now it's time to download the app on your smartphone. go to your App Store and search for Ride with GPS. You should find an app with this symbol and a description of Ride with GPS, bike navigation. It was originally created for bicyclists, but is also used by motorcyclists, auto tour groups, and others. Download this app to your phone. Once the download completes, open the app and log in using the user ID and password that you created with your free account. There are some settings you may wish to change. Ride with GPS was built for cyclists who are riding at a much slower speed than cars, so turn notification comes only about 0.2 of a mile ahead of time, maybe a little less. You may wish to adjust this to provide more advance notice, and there's a setting to do so. You may also want to adjust some other settings as well before your first tour, so stay with me for just a little longer. Click Home at the bottom of the screen, then click More, then click Settings. You may have to scroll down to see Settings. Once you get to Settings, click Navigation to see the navigation settings. Click Alert Distance on this screen. You will probably want to set that to Early, as you see below. After you've clicked Early, then click back the back arrow at the top left corner of the screen until you get back to where you see a list of options including Bluetooth and sensors. If you don't want to use Bluetooth, just continue clicking the back arrow at the top left until you see Home at the bottom of the screen. However, it's pretty nice to be able to have Bluetooth connect the Ride with GPS on your phone through the car radio so that the spoken instructions come through the car speakers. If you do want to enable Bluetooth to get the spoken instructions to come through the car radio speakers, click Bluetooth and Sensors from the settings screen. Enable Bluetooth with the slider. You may also have to use the Set Up Bluetooth Devices here in Settings if you haven't already connected your phone to your car. You may need to use your car's instructions on how to connect your phone to the car radio. Before the tour starts, be sure that you've selected your phone as the input to the radio for this to work. If you don't want to have turn-by-turn instructions come through the car speakers, but instead come directly from the phone, be sure that you have not connected the car radio by Bluetooth. And disable Bluetooth devices in Ride with GPS settings here. If you have Apple CarPlay, you can mirror the phone screen to the car screen so the map is shown. Otherwise, you should probably have a phone holder positioned so that the driver can see the phone screen. Sometimes there are several roads that are close together, so the verbal instructions and early alert could cause you to turn on the wrong road if you can't see the map. You are now ready to receive invitations to tours. We send out tour information in advance of each tour. This information will include the turn-by-turn instructions, a listing of group leads and sweeps, driving group assignments, and a link to RSVP to the Ride with GPS event so you can download the route onto your phone. It will look something like the following. Click on the link in your email to RSVP to the tour. This will open a browser session and take you to Ride with GPS's login screen. Click Sign In to your account and then log on. Once you have logged on, you will get a screen like this telling you that you have RSVP'd. You can click Continue to Event to see a map and basic description of the event, or you can simply close the browser. Here is an example of clicking Continue to Event. After viewing the route, you can log off by clicking the down arrow beside the bicyclist at the top right and selecting Sign Off. Please note that each tour or event is unique and you must respond separately to each and download the route specific to your tour or tours. An event may use multiple maps to cover multiple segments of one tour or multiple tours which are part of a big event. Once you have RSVP'd to the tour, you will receive an email from Ride with GPS telling you that you have RSVP'd to the tour. Now it's time to download the route onto your phone for offline use. You may say, I've got unlimited data. Why don't I just use the app with data instead of downloading the route? You certainly can do that, but if you lose cellular service, the app freezes and won't be able to give you turn instructions until you regain cellular service. In North Georgia, there are quite a few spots where you will lose service. Using offline mode allows your phone to use GPS instead, and it won't freeze or fail to give you turn instructions. Open your Ride with GPS app on your phone, and if you didn't stay logged on from prior use, log on using the user ID and password you used when you created your account. This should take you to a home screen for the app. I'm showing an example, but yours will be slightly different. Click More at the bottom right of the screen. You should see a list which includes My Events as shown here. Click My Events to see a list of the events you have RSVP'd to. An example is shown, but yours will show only the events that you have RSVP'd to. Click on the event you wish to download. In this case, I've selected the Treffin, Georgia Mountains. You will see a screen that shows a basic description of the event and a small image of each map associated with the event. There may only be one, or there may be one per segment of the tour. If the event has multiple tours, you will see multiple maps. Click on the three dots at the top right of the screen. Click Download All. This will download all the routes associated with events you have selected for download. Doing this may immediately take you to the library screen, but if not, then click the back arrow at the top left of the screen and select Library at the bottom to see the progress of the download as shown here. Once the download is complete, you don't really need to do anything else until you are ready to drive the tour from the starting location. When you are at the tour start location, open the app, go to Library, and select Offline. Then select the tour you're about to begin by clicking the three dots to the right of the map. You may have several tours downloaded, so be sure to click the correct tour. Then click Navigate, as shown here in an example below. That will bring up the map. It will also tell you how far to the next turn, how far you have gone, how long you have been driving, and more. You can pause or resume navigation as needed by clicking and holding the parallel lines at the bottom of the navigation screen. If you get off course, the app will make an alert sound and put a message on your phone screen saying you are off course. If you click the message, it will provide you instructions to get back on course. If you fail to click on the message in the app, it will not provide instructions to get on course. If you turn around and get back on the course, or click on the message and follow the instructions to get back on course, it will sound another alert and send you a message saying you have found the course once you're back on course. When the tour route is complete, press and hold the two vertical bars at the bottom center of the screen to pause the route. Then click Finish Navigation. Then click Delete at the bottom. You may have to scroll down to see Delete. This will not delete the map or the instructions, but it will clear the time and distance recording of the tour so that it will start at 0 miles the next time you use it. If you don't wish to keep the route on your phone, you can remove it from the offline list by clicking the three dots to the right of the tour details and then click Remove from Device.